Hey, this is Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. My name is Topher, and with me, as usual, is Crazy Chris.
Okie dokie.
We also have somebody else sitting with us as we're talking about. We're just jump into it. We're going to talk about the Fallout. The season, the whole series just dropped
on the 10th.
And
I'm still 2 episodes behind, but I'll get there.
so Cody is going to join us.
Hey,
We're
hey.
talking about Fallout.
Right on. Cody, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm here. I haven't been up in a while. It's nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, Topher, how you been, bud?
Oh, not
All
too
right,
bad.
nobody cares. Moving on to the show.
Sounds about right for this place.
No, how you been, man? Seriously.
Busy doing new stuff.
That's
you every day.
Yeah, so normal. You could
Yeah,
have said
normal.
normal. And I'd be like, oh, cool.
Nightmares on Demand actually
Yes.
now has this new...
Which I love that it's Nod.
Yeah. So it's Nightmares on Demand. It's nightmareod.com. We are starting to flesh out.
So I was the same place you were when I heard
Yeah.
it too, but I love it. No,
We're
have
starting
you
to flesh all that stuff out.
did you take my suggestion, by the way, and we
What?
categorize everything by book?
By book?
Yeah. So like each different type of movie is categorized by a book.
No. I
Okay,
didn't.
so we could have the Book of Nod.
That's on my bookshelf.
Mine too.
I think I've got 2 of them.
Shout out Vampire the Masquerade. But we're not talking about that particular video game and or LARP and or sit down and or other medium. We're talking about Fallout, and specifically the
Right.
TV show that is airing on Amazon Prime. They dropped all 8 episodes
Yep.
on the 10th of April.
Yeah, it was a day early, actually.
Yeah, yes, that was a day early. They were very excited to get it out to the public, which I thought was cool.
Like Walton, like literally, whatever his name is.
Walter Goggins.
Walter Goggins. Actually, why don't I say
Is it
Walton?
Walter or Walton? Because I've
Walter Goggins.
seen Walton a couple of times.
Yeah,
so-
he's also on Sons of Anarchy, which I love.
Oh, well, see, there you go. That's
know
why I
him from
recognized
Justified.
him.
He's the I believe Walter Goggins plays the transvestite that Chibs falls in love with. Not Chibs. Oh God, what is his name? Anyways, that he ends up falling in love with the transvestite hooker.
See, I
And
don't
then
know. I
Walter
haven't really
Goggins
watched much of
plays
Sons.
the transvestite. But in this particular show, he plays Ghoul. I'm not spoiling anything. Everybody should probably know that by now. And in case you guys were not aware, we're going to be discussing the show, which means that there is going to be the potential for spoilers. So, if you have not yet seen it,
It is
pause our
Walton.
video. Walton?
Walton.
Walton Goggins.
Yes. I just
All right.
Googled it.
Well, Walton.
Because I was like, I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
And I could
I
have
thought
swore
it was Walter Goggins.
Some people, well, autocorrect makes everybody spell it Walter because the phone doesn't even know what that means.
Oh, Walton. Wow, it doesn't even have an E in it at all. So
No,
that's-
it's
that's
Walton.
so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sam Walton from
Yeah.
Walmart. Yeah. Any case, there is the potential for spoilers during this discussion. I'm not going to ask my guest to hold back. I'm not going to ask my co-host to hold back. So, if you have not yet watched the Amazon show Fallout, then you need to pause this video. And
Go watch it.
and then return to the video. If not, if you don't want to do that right this second, then you can move on to one of the other brilliant videos that we have listed on geekpublicradio.com. You can go in there, find our entire library, so go check that out. Without further ado, though, let's talk about it, man. What's your guys' favorite part so far?
Well, mind you, I'm going to get spoiled too, probably, because I haven't quite
Cousin
finished
stuff.
it yet. So it's a long... no cousin stuff.
No cousin stuff.
But whatever
Well,
I
my-
learn
my-
here, I won't take home for them to get spoiled on.
My,
enough.
my point was when I said like you. It's another instance where Walton Goggins was the makeup made him look like another actor.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Donovan.
I see it.
Oh, wow.
Like the makeup
It
made
really
him
does.
look
Yeah, he kind
like
of, wow, from Burn
That's,
Notice.
Yeah.
just take his nose off and you're done.
Oh, my gosh.
yeah, literally. That's what I was saying. It was like
I wish we had that
weird.
pulled up on the show, everybody.
right?
Oh, well, anyways, if we would have thought about it beforehand. This is kind of an impromptu show. We do that sometimes.
Well, like I said, I'm in the middle of scheduling a whole TV.
No, I'm
channel,
not worried about
so-
it. But so
I just got here. I don't even know.
So far, I think my favorite part of the show was when he the ghoul gets into Philly, and he's just sitting there waiting, and he has that whole shootout with the entire town. It just lays waste to all of them, simply because of the complete and total no nonsense attitude. And he just kind of walks up and he's just such a smart ass bastard.
And just blowing everybody
It
to
just
pieces.
blows everybody away. And
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, you guys are being mighty unfriendly. Like, and it's stupid.
And he had to get his
trying to
tomatoes.
remember-
He had to eat his tomatoes.
the tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes.
At least he paid the guy.
I was trying to remember like which episode because you guys said that you guys hadn't gotten all the way through.
Not all the way. I'm on 6.
So
I
I'm
stopped
trying to
on 4.
remember. Have you met the government yet?
I have.
No, I haven't. But either way,
You're gonna be so you're I believe episode 5 is where you're gonna meet the government.
yeah, we're starting
So-
that tonight actually.
So Super Duper Mart.
yeah.
Okay, so Super Duper Mart. The very next episode is the government.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, and Super Duper Mart. That's Laszlo talking for that Mr. Handy from What We Do in the Shadows. What's his
Yes.
name?
Yeah.
100%.
What's his name?
The representation of the Mr. Handy, by the way,
Yeah.
the joke that he made when he's like, I loaned my voice to be the Mr. Handy. He's like, I didn't make a dime, or I didn't make a lot of money off of that, but they gave me a Mr. Handy. And he's like being greeted by my own voice when I walk into my house.
They didn't think that went through very well.
There's no fudge here.
It was so good. I liked the Mr. Handy though. That representation of the Mr. Handy with in the entirety of the show. Having him
It's Matt Berry, by the way.
Yeah, that.
having him act the way that he was acting towards her, like he was so gentlemanly.
Yeah.
And he
was still going to
he's
harvest
like, oh
her
my
organs.
God, I'm not going to sell you for that. That'd be terrible. I'm just going to harvest your organs.
He gives her finger back and then is going to slice her open.
There's a lot of digit moving around
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
because like she gets hers and it gets replaced with that blue one.
Yeah, the very much a dead finger.
Yeah.
But somehow still works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, no, that's so much better. And then he literally the next episode he stitches her finger
Yeah.
back on his finger
Yeah.
so he has another trigger finger again.
Right. Which I love.
And then what was the replacement foot for the scientist?
Yes.
The amount of blood that poured out of his foot when she put that
Oh,
on
yeah.
there, he should have died.
I was like, is that a juicer?
It
Yeah.
was. Like 100%. It's like, oh, we got to. Well, so from a strictly Civil War perspective, like
That's
that's kind of what they had to do. They
But
had to
the-
grind the
Yeah.
stump.
They did that to fit the foot,
Right.
but literally they're stitching on fingers. And
right.
they're
And
working.
they're working.
Yeah, and we know that stim packs can grow broken bones back together, but you're not
Correct.
going to grow back a whole finger.
Can't grow back the finger. But apparently can bring a dog back to life.
Yeah. Stim packs are the epitome of plot armor.
Right. And like I said, I was telling you guys before the show, I think the most unrealistic thing to me was the sentry guns that were deployed in Vault Tech when he was escaping, and just every shot missed. And Cody brought up the point, no, those must have been the sentry guns from our bases shooting at the Rangers because there's not a single shot that landed.
The only thing
but
I've-
God forbid I walk up to
Yeah.
Vault Tech. Oh no, every sentry gun hits me.
Except for that one outside of West Tech in 76 that's in the shopping cart. It misses every shot it
time.
takes.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you could walk right up to it, stand 2 feet away from it. It will not
Yeah.
hit you. I love that though, but it will hit the super mutants.
Yeah, it'll hit its own people.
Yeah, I literally just dance around the super mutants and watch them get shot. It's fantastic. So, most unrealistic part to me by far.
No, I think I'll still say it was the lack of loading screens.
Oh, see, I was gonna agree with you, but while I was watching it, my girlfriend, we were watching on her television because I went back to rewatch some of the episodes because I, of course, having this job and doing this, I have to be able to talk about some of this stuff. So of course, I watch ahead.
Yeah.
And I told her that. She goes, babe, I wanted to watch it. I was like, well, why didn't you? She's like, you weren't here. And I'm like, well,
Like literally the day, like it was like, oh well, it's gonna launch tomorrow, and then Goggins posted, hey, they're gonna let us watch it early.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was like, oh, so literally that night I was.
See, I have to work. I get like 2 or 3 hours a night.
Oh no,
so
I
like,
kicked it at like.
I had
10
Prime
o'clock
like
at
up
night.
on
That's
my
when I was like,
TV
oh,
waiting for it to go live.
Right? Just doing a boop,
Yeah.
boop. And you're like, come on.
They
They
come
should
on,
have just
come on.
put the please stand by up. a
Yeah,
minute
no,
for
that's
me.
literally like.
Oh, that would've been cool as shit.
Just let it sit there.
Yeah.
Do the please stand by with that would have been cool. I do like the intro. I think the intro is pretty cool. They did have the flashback to the Fallout 4 music.
Mm-hmm.
The War Never Changes, that theme, that piano theme, that was cool. Overall, so far, what are your thoughts about the show, Topher? What do you think, man? You've seen it all the way through. We haven't, so
I dug it. and I'm trying not
Nice
to go,
thoughts. I like those.
Yeah, no, I'm trying. Like I
You
said,
can see the wheels turning.
the hamsters fell off. It was I had so much fun.
Okay, good.
By the way, did I mention TBI? But no, it was great. It was a lot of fun. There are some things that I was looking at going,
yeah.
Yeah.
but it was the fun stuff of like the cereal and the
Yeah, like the sugar bombs and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah,
it's
it's like that.
the-
Like when you notice a reference, it's like, oh,
like, and I
The
still
truth to the source
question.
material was really good.
Yeah.
I still
like that.
question even after playing the games and doing all that stuff and then watching it. It may even reinforced it. How the fuck long does deviled eggs last?
Forever. The
Yeah.
Yum Yum deviled eggs last
Yum Yum, yep,
forever.
That's what I was saying. It was like
Yeah.
they're going through pre-war stuff, and she's like opening this thing of, like Yum Yum deviled eggs. And
yeah.
it's
You
like,
sit there,
how
she's watching,
long?
she's eating them in that one scene.
Yep.
My thing of it is I think in the game itself, we're led to believe they're dehydrated and
Yeah.
vacuum sealed.
Yep, they're all so they're all of the pre-war food was packaged so heavy, like with the preservatives, like so heavily with preservatives that they'll last forever. So they essentially took the Twinkie,
Yeah.
they essentially took what makes a Twinkie last forever and put that in all the food.
But yeah, that was I loved the TVs. It literally made me want to build a prop retro TV.
Radiation King.
Oh, the Radiation King, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the nod to the not Simpsons. Yeah, it was the Simpsons, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Futurama.
Well, yeah,
Futurama.
Futurama.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
but you know, like they're literally in all of the Fallout games. When you pass a TV, it's the Radiation King with the little bubbles.
Yep.
And I was like, I want to build one now.
Yeah.
Like I literally started watching because I was watching watch the show. I'm like, what? Now my YouTube feed is full of DIY prop building.
Yeah.
How do I build a radioactive television? That's not going to put you on any
I
government
want a
list.
nuclear powered TV.
No, what'll put you on TV is when you start searching for freaking what's the word I'm looking for? Uranium.
I even was
Smoke
like-
detectors. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally looking at how to build. What started with Pit Boys. Heather, my wife was like, I want a Pit Boy. And I was like, I've wanted one for 10 years now.
Yeah, I've wanted one since I picked up Fallout 3.
Yep. I'll say there was I want to say it was 4. Fallout 4 had the Pit Boy. If you ordered, like, there was like some special one,
Right.
it was like $300, but you got a
Yeah,
Pit
but
Boy with
Bethesda
it.
really screwed the
But
pooch on that
it
whole
has,
deal that
like,
they did.
awful. It was awful looking.
But it has like one screen.
Yeah. It wasn't very cool.
Like, you have
and then
people who are
Fallout
out there
76 was
making-
you got the power armor helmet, which I thought was even better. I was like,
Right.
I like that more.
Well, that's where I started. I started the Pit Boys, and I was like, well, you know, if we did like a Raspberry Pi in there,
Yeah.
and put
Yeah.
like a
There's people that
screen.
have, like, we've seen them at cons.
Yeah,
There's
and I
people
was
that
like,
have
you know, I was
functional
like,
Pit
so I was
Boys.
showing her that, and then that devolved into
I can have a radioactive television.
me trying to figure out if it was if I could 3D print power armor.
No, but EVA foam goes a long
no,
way.
Actually, no,
Well,
yes, you probably could.
I would have to be a lot of
There's because I'm trying to think.
segments.
Other than the chest piece, which I still think is actually 3 different components, I don't think there's a single piece of power armor that's larger than the largest 3D printer. So I think you can.
I mean,
in fact.
I've seen guys on the Fallout groups I'm in on Facebook actually make an entire suit of T60 out of EVA foam.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, so I was literally because Heather was like, I want to. Like, can I get? Like, we have the blue jumpsuit. I can sew the gold on and do this, that, and the other. And if I had the Pit Boy, then we can put the numbers on the back and this, that, and
Yeah.
the other. Then I can cosplay Fallout. And I was like, play more than one game.
Please.
But see, and you know, speaking of that, that's the thing about the series is if you go into the series not as a Fallout fan, you're not really going to get it.
Not at all.
Well, no, it becomes. I know several people who are not Fallout fans who enjoyed the thing.
Yeah, as a
They
TV
don't
series.
have. They don't have the gripes that like the diehard Fallout fans
Like us?
have.
Right. Now, can I s-
Because just like with Halo, these are the same people that they're like, "Oh, Halo was awesome," and I was like, "No, it was a generic space movie."
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a space opera or space spaghetti western. It's not
Yeah,
great.
Well,
you
see,
know,
but that's the thing too is I also feel like
It's like knockoff Star Wars with power armor.
yeah, the reason why those of us that have played the classic Fallouts, and I say classic because 1 and 2 matter here,
Yeah.
1, 2, Vegas.
1, 2 in Vegas specifically because that was still Black Isle
Brotherhood.
Studios. And I guess from what I understand is Black Isle Studios had a lot to do with the series more than Bethesda at this point.
Not sure. I haven't seen that, but it wouldn't shock me.
I know Howard was
Todd
like,
Howard is like an executive producer.
like
but-
he was guiding the
Yeah,
series,
he was. Yeah. So
which
this was the
makes
rumor
me
I heard. By
feel
the way, this is
better.
our Fallout 5. So
You
no,
know
somebody
what?
actually said that Fallout 5 will be based on this.
That's what I'm feeling too. But it
I
would,
would
ma-
like
look,
to have something more Midwest.
I'm not
Same.
going to complain if Fallout 5 goes back to California, New Vegas.
I
I
want
would like-
Chicago. I want like a
Chicago, St. Louis.
Detroit, St. Louis.
Yeah, I get. Well, okay.
Like, dude, there are so many great locations.
Fallout, Indiana.
Just Chicago. Like you could do like Chicago is the main city, and you could
And
do
you-
all the surrounding stuff.
Yeah.
Where there's a Detroit, there's still the St. Louis, and like the crumbling arch. Like that would be, dude. Imagine
That
there's
would
a
be
super
iconic.
Right, the super mutant,
The arches,
and
like
it's just broken.
Yeah.
Just like you're
And,
and like they call it the Twin Towers. I mean, you could like literally make your own type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
literally, like it's broken, and you have like scaffolding where you have like super mutants have
I've
turned
built-
them into
yeah.
towers to
like imagine that's a super mutant stronghold. Is the freaking St. Louis Arch?
Yeah, like that airplane in 6.
And it's quite literally the gateway.
yeah.
Right? It's a super mutant stronghold. It's the gateway. And like that could be an entire storyline. You have to break the gateway because they cut off all commerce. They cut off all the trade because the one road out of town that crosses the Mississippi, the giant radioactive river, is blocked by super mutants. Like, dude,
Yeah.
it writes itself.
Yeah, right, and that's what I
And then
would.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Come on.
Look, and for
That
the
place is
love of
huge.
Fallout, let me play as a ghoul for once.
That you can. And Fallout 2? Oh, is it Brotherhood or 2? One of the PC, one of the original PCs.
Oh,
you can
the
play as a ghoul.
isometrics?
Yeah, you can play as a ghoul and a super mutant.
Oh.
You can play as both. Yeah, that's why I think it was Brotherhood. It was 100%
See, I haven't played Brotherhood. I've played 1, 2, and
And
Tactics.
Brotherhood is not. That's Tactics. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
No, it was Brotherhood. It was Brotherhood of Steel. But you can play as a super mutant. You can
By
play
the
as a
way-
ghoul.
by the way, if you do have Game Pass, you
They're
can play
all
all of these things
on there.
right
I mean,
now.
I've got them all downloaded anyway. So I mean, they're just I have them all.
Well, no, I
But
remember you like
that's why it's
sitting in
considered
here.
non-canon. That those particular games are non-canon because you could play as a ghoul and a super mutant, and that was like the hero of the story. And they're like, you probably should make that not canon because
Well, I mean,
there's no
Vegas,
way for us to canonize somebody who never existed.
Right.
You know, you got Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
which is you're the courier.
Uh huh. You got the courier, the messenger, the lone survivor.
Lone Wanderer. The Lone
yeah.
Wanderer is from 3.
3,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Lone Survivor is 4.
2 was the
The Chosen One?
the chosen one. That's it.
Yeah.
I was gonna call him the chip fetcher.
Yeah, and then, yeah, speaking of the chip, the water chip, they had to bring it up in the series.
Yeah. I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard when I heard the water chip thing. I was like, fantastic.
And, you know, that's my thing. That's my question, too, is when, in any of the games, and you guys have played most of them, I'm sure, have non-feral ghouls needed a drug to stay sane?
Oh, that is 100% not a thing.
Yeah.
That's not a.
I thought so.
It is an interesting story.
I like the I like
Mechanic?
the art, the mechanic of it, but yeah, they.
It actually would explain why you have feral ghouls and non-feral ghouls.
Yeah, it's a good explanation. It's as good as any.
Right.
However, it's always been explained that the radiation just just deteriorates their brain.
Yeah.
And eventually they just turn feral. So how a drug is keeping that, so like maybe it's like a liquid, like a form of liquid radaway that they have to aspirate and it goes to their brain and it keeps like the blood-brain barrier intact. Like I don't know.
Well,
how to
he
go to
also
explain it.
drinks it.
I saw that too. And I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
again, though, that still begs the question. I'm
What's the
pretty
drug is
sure,
what I wanna
right?
know.
That, and I mean, if it's Radaway, we know that. I think I remember Radaway hurting ghouls in the game.
it does.
So that wouldn't make sense. But then you've also got what's his name? He wanted to go to space. Jason Bright. He was a glowing one that kept his brain.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
which was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of, for what they have done to change. So like keeping what's kept a ghoul from becoming a feral ghoul has never been established lore. So I don't mind it.
Right.
I was just like, Feel like there's a lot of things you could have done a little better that way, but whatever.
It
that's the
answers a
choice.
it answers a question.
It does. It answers a question.
Yeah.
I just don't like the answer.
It answers a
Right.
question that was left in the games, but they brought it to reality
Right.
in the series. I always thought it was like a Jedi mind trick. If you have a strong mind, it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, I mean, that's as good an explanation as we had.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't see anything wrong with that explanation. The one they gave us is like, oh, they need drugs. And I'm like, screw you.
Yeah. You guys just made it easy.
Right. That's a cop-out answer if I've ever seen one. But yeah, so I don't like their portrayal of the fact that it took her, 2 episodes to 3 episodes before she even encountered a feral ghoul. That was kind of...
Right, because like
In a city that size.
depending on the game, you come in contact with them really
Real fast.
quick.
Like 76, you get rad roaches first because it's always rad roaches.
Right.
And then
Always.
it's Scorched is weird because the Scorched come first in 76, I think. You have
Nope.
to deal with the snow.
Nope. You get... Well, maybe. Hold on.
There's a feral ghoul right outside of Vault 76 if you go right instead of left.
That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Is it a feral ghoul or is it Scorched? Scorched, I think, is to the right, or the ghouls are to the right because they're wearing uniforms.
And there's a bus there.
Yep, and then the one on the left, if you go down to the left, I think that's a Scorched down there.
Well, actually,
Yeah, and
if you go down to
kill
the
one
left,
in the uniform, then you get one of the code thingy.
Oh, no. When I said uniform, I mean
it's a ghoul in a police uniform.
like a police uniform or something like that, yeah.
If you go to
Well, I
the
was thinking
right,
like on the road, you get the military ghouls.
Yeah,
they have the nuke codes.
but
Yeah.
those don't even spawn until you get that mission.
Yeah. If you go to the
I got
right,
them all the time, and I never had that mission.
if you go to the right, it's those
like 4 of
Chinese
them.
bots things first.
Oh, were you on a You're on the live, that's right, yep.
Yeah.
Duh, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Uh,
Yeah, the little Chinese,
Yeah. yeah, and then you find out about the scores when you get to the Wayward, and then you got to fight like one, I think, and when you get to Morgantown Airport is when they really
God, you
become
guys
a
are all
problem.
spoiled. You had the Wayward. I had nothing.
No, I bought it at
I
launch.
played when there was nothing.
I bought it at launch too. I bought it before there were NPCs in the world.
Desolate wasteland.
Yeah,
The only people that we could talk to were other people. They were assholes.
and robots.
And robots.
I was trying
love Rose.
I was trying to explain that to
Heather.
Heather, and she was like, "Well, I really like that you can build houses." I was like, "You got to play 4.
Yeah.
The building system in 4 is so
You
much better.
literally
So broken.
Yeah,
build a settlement and like
Build a city if you do it right.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like you literally you have within your confines, you can build like multiple like level buildings and
Yes.
this, that, and the
So
other,
awesome.
and deck it out and get people to come in and do jobs and
Just go to Spectacle Island, max out the build size with the glitch.
yes.
Glitch out the build size, and then just go ham. It's so fun.
Trade routes and everything else, and you become the tycoon of the wasteland.
My
Yeah.
hope was
It's really what it is. Basically, Wasteland Tycoon.
Mm-hmm.
right. My hope was, and that's where I get stuck on these games because I fall into the building mode, and I just
That's
build
perfectly
and
fine.
build and build, and like my whole game, I stopped doing quests
So?
and just start resource
Dude,
farming.
I did the same thing on Fallout 76. I played the build mode. I'm not kidding you. I built so many things that I got to level 200 from just building, from the experience you get from placing objects.
It's easy to do.
harvesting materials and
Yep.
placing up.
Yeah, and I
harvesting
didn't launch my
materials.
first nuke till I was level 275.
Well,
And then they banned that character for no reason.
that happens. Trust me.
I was in a world with somebody who was hacking, and they blamed it. Everybody that was around that
Everybody
person got.
everybody got booted.
Yeah, they did a ban wave.
But yeah, so looking at it through the looking at the series and then looking at the games, I'm happy with it. It is way. We have seen when studios don't get involved in the games, and you have Master Chief taking off his helmet.
There it is.
Yeah.
But that's simple too. Pay attention.
I
This
mean-
this is quite literally Bethesda not taking off the helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah.
It was
there
so
are-
easy. You know what
there
they did?
are- there
They
are
didn't
fans.
use established source material.
There are fans who are like, well, no, well,
Characters.
it's like this, that, and the other. If you do this, and like the Brotherhood isn't built like that. It was like, well, it's literally one instance.
Right, and you know what? It's funny too. The Brotherhood isn't built like that, but maybe that Brotherhood is.
Yeah, maybe that branch of the
that
Brotherhood
one-
was
Maybe
exactly
that,
like
that
that.
might,
one
have, it might end up
cohort.
being just a rogue branch of the Brotherhood.
Right.
And there's several of those.
And they literally talk about, hey, if we get this, then we can rebuild the Brotherhood and
Right,
take
and that's
the
what
power.
I'm saying. Maybe they got completely wiped out because there was an NCR component. Maybe they got wiped out.
Yeah, and we also don't exactly know where this fits into the greater Fallout timeline.
Right.
So
well, we
they
know
could,
it's 200 years.
Right. We know it's at least 200 years because it was, 2271?
Yeah.
yeah, so
2271 was when Shady Sands got blown up.
yeah, and I
Right.
also
And
believe
that was that was well, no, like you got that happened within Maximus's time. Like that was he was a baby when, or he was the kid in the.
Or was it 20? It might have been 2241 or so. I don't remember what the exact date. When she goes into the vault, there's an entire timeline of events that transpired.
Right. Well, like you have the Great War, which is when she her family was
Which
put
was
into
what,
the vault,
2077.
which was Goggins. We saw all of the explosions.
Right, and then
all
you
of the
see
other
a thing that says 219 years later.
Yeah. And then, but Shady Sands was destroyed, and that was where Maximus was seen. You know, he was there at Shady Sands.
Oh, so that little
survi-
flashback was Shady Sands.
and survived in the
the refrigerator.
Wait, is
refrigerator.
it Fallout 76 25 years after the
yeah,
bomb
it's
drop?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Fallout 76 is, I think, the earliest game in the timeline.
Yeah, no, 100% it is.
So this kind of falls in. This is before, I think, number 1.
No. It's after one.
Is it after 1?
It's after one.
I think it's before New Vegas, though.
It is whatever Vegas is. I think 4 is the latest. 4 is the latest in the timeline.
Right.
3 is right before 4, like 20 years before 4, and that's McCready
Yeah.
because McCready's a kid in Fallout 3. New Vegas is Is it after 4?
Well, New Vegas has to be at least after the series because, again, Dr. House makes an appearance, from what I understand, in the series. And Dr. House is already cryogenically frozen by the time you play New Vegas.
Yeah, so this has got to be before New Vegas, which would make it before 3.
I'm sorry,
and
Mr.
4.
House, not
so
Dr.
It's probably
House.
after.
It's a
2.
Doctor House. He was over here. It's not lupus.
Yeah.
So it's got to be after 2. Or it might take place during when Brotherhood took place.
Well, if you're
Or
looking at
4
the Pit Boys,
Broken Steel. No, that's a DLC.
Yeah, that's...
Hold on, damn! I'm trying to remember that stupid name. It's Brotherhood, but
it's... I
maybe
think...
it's just called Brotherhood of Steel. Anyways, so
Yeah, I know
am
exactly what
by
you're talking
going
about.
off the Pit Boy, it has to be after 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's the
'cause
Mark. I think it's the Mark II or Mark III Pit Boy.
Yeah, because they've got Mark 5s.
Right.
Like the Mark 1 or whatever
It was the
is-
big, bulky...
That's
yeah,
the Mark
the
One was
computer.
pre-war.
Yeah.
That's what they were wearing when the bombs dropped. Was
Right.
the Mark One, and then Vault-Tec improved it since then. And I don't know how they got all the latest gen. That's what's weird to me.
Well, I was looking at her silver Pit Boy that was like a prototype.
Yeah, that's the Mark One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say if you look out the games, it's a fucking computer with a little screen.
Yeah, the little dial screen.
Yeah, and then, well, what was it in New Vegas? The Pimp Boy 3 million? The gold-crusted diamond one?
Oh, it's just called Fallout. Oh, Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
Or Fallout Brotherhood of no. It's just called Fallout Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, it was like a PS2 game, I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was god awful too.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Well, it's also not canon. So
Well, it's also that's also back when Obsidian still had it.
yeah. But yeah. Anyways, so my opinion about the show so far, honestly, is I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. I mean, like I said, I'm 6 episodes deep. I'm going to continue to watch it. I'm going to finish the series out.
Yeah.
Or finish the season out. Apparently, there's some surprises that I have to look forward to, so everybody else can too. But I think really accurate to the source material. The references are really good. There are some things that I don't agree with, but there are some hilarious moments. It's not too preachy. It's not too woke.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Dealing with rad exposure.
Yeah, like and what they talked about too, like how they portray survivors and wastelanders. I love it.
Yeah, it seems more
No,
realistic.
Like 100%.
Yeah. Like
they-
that's how it would be.
No, they really are. Like nobody's going to trust anybody. Like that's exactly what will happen.
She's like, oh well, no, this is what we're gonna. Oh, you're a real vault dweller.
Yeah, that whole
You're a
thing.
bunch of idiots.
Yeah, you guys are dumb. Like, my favorite part was her realization when she's like, well, and we're going to save America. And she goes, when are you going to save America?
Yeah, when?
When? And she just kind of looked at her, and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
She just dropped that bomb directly on you.
Because
Done.
I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that the Vault Dwellers don't know they're survivors most of the time.
Right.
It was like, what is your knowledge that you kept from before all of the changes?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What is that going to do us?
Nothing.
Like, we have water.
Yep.
Well, I
we
mean-
figure out how to purify our own water.
You-
Like she said, F the Vault Dwellers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F the Vaults, rather. F the Vaults.
She and we see it in the series, and specifically in Vault 33 when they're freaking out because the dude let her out of the vault.
Yeah.
Oh, all the radiation exposure. There is none. They don't know that because they're stupid.
Well, there's still like there's just baseline radiation, which is like no more than it has been. But
Yeah.
it's, what is it, like a 50% increased chance of getting sunburnt?
Yeah.
Like, like it's kind of what it is.
Well,
Like,
that or like, and I like how they still alluded to the fact that like when she drinks that water out of the oil pan,
yeah.
her rad detector's going crazy at that point.
Yep. Well, I love that she got sick too. I was
Yeah.
like, that was a good nod. That was awesome because that'll happen to you. I think it's either Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. That's the animation. If you drink radiated water, you end up like you'll get rad sickness and you start puking. Like your character will like bend over, start puking. I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
No, but, yeah, I had to, like, for enough gushing about it.
Yeah.
Sure. There's our gripes.
Yeah. Enough talking, whatever. Go see it.
Yeah.
If you can't, whatever, just get with somebody who has Prime and watch it. Because as a fan, it was way worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not geriatric.
I appreciated it.
Vault hunters.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, here we go. He's already clowning on Borderlands and hasn't even come out yet.
They're all old.
Dude.
They're all on a sun-washed planet too. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the trailer for that. I'll go see it, but I'm not going.
No, I'm gonna go
definitely
see
gonna
it.
see it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, so like Topher said, go check out the show for yourself. I think we're all in agreement. I think we all like it.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good.
I'd watch it more than once.
Yeah, for sure.
You already have.
Now I am. So it's being perfect. I got my gripes. I'm sure you guys will too. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the video, or about the series rather, and about our video. If you guys like what we have to say, come join us. If not, go join Gamergate, I guess, and go picket something. I don't know. go be a jerk.
Yeah, it's the internet. What do you expect?
So I am Topher,
I'm Crazy Chris.
And I'm Cody.
and we will see you in the next video.
Don't be a booty.